Hello, St. Thomas Academy, and welcome to the Cadet Football Channel. My name is Mike Maxwell. I'm your host. To my left is head football coach Dan O'Brien. Welcome to the show.
Great to be back.
Yeah, we're having a good time with this. Week number 4 for us to talk a little cadet football. So, Coach, you survived homecoming week. A busy, kind of disruptive week for practice and the kids in school, but you capped it off with a big win over Hastings, 41-7. Give us your thoughts on the game.
Well, I guess to go back even before the game, Mike, it felt like it was 2 homecoming weeks because Viz had their homecoming the week before ours, so we had 2 homecoming dances that I was worried about and concerned about.
True.
Who was going to go with who to the dance seemed to be more of the discussion during warm-ups than I would have liked it to have been. But I was pleased. I was certainly worried about that, about a letdown after the Cretan game and the homecoming stuff. But fortunately, our kids came out, and I thought we played better in 2 of the 3 phases of the game. I thought we played better on offense. We took a step up. Certainly took a step up on defense. I thought our special teams maybe stayed the same or probably even took a step back.
Okay, all right. So your offense is clicking along pretty good. You've scored more than 40 points in the last 3 games. What do you think the difference is between the way you started, a little slow, against South St. Paul and what you've done the past 3 games?
I would say a couple of things. First of all, at South St. Paul was a wet field. If you remember back that Friday, it rained, and I was warned that South St. Paul, if we didn't have rain, they would water the field and slow it down a little bit. And the grass was about 2.5 feet long, so that slowed us down a little bit as well. But it was first game jitters a little bit. But probably most importantly, I thought that South St. Paul had a good physical defense and a good game plan. So I think they deserve more of the credit than anything else. But we certainly had some other opportunities. Now that game, if I remember right, we were inside the 10-yard line and came away 2 different times and only came away with 3 points. So we left some on the field there a little bit. But these last couple of weeks, I think, our goal, Mike, has been to just get a little bit better each game. I think we've been able to do that. So from an offensive standpoint, this past game, we rushed for about 270 and we threw for, I think, 225, or we were close to 500 yards total offense, which is probably the most we've had in any game that I've been here in my 4 years. So we were real pleased with that output.
Right, and if I remember correctly, that was one of your goals, was to pass a little bit more in this game. So mission accomplished there. And your defense has been pretty solid as well. Would you agree?
Yeah, it has. What I was pleased about this game, where I think that we improved a little bit. If you think about the first 3 games, we had a drive early in the game where our opponent was able to take it and drive down the field and get inside the 15 or down to the 10 before we would stop them. We actually came out. We had 6 3-and-outs in a row. And I think we gave up 1 first down in the first half by a penalty. So I felt real good. We need to build on that, but I don't want to come out and give up a bunch of yards and have our defensive guys take a bunch of snaps at that first series. And we will always, if we have the choice, we're going to defer for second half option. I want to put our defense out first. So I was pleased for us to start the way we did defensively. It was good.
Good. That is good. So again, this week, what are the 1 or 2 things you need to work on in order to get ready for the next game?
Well, first I got to tell you, special teams. We got to get better with our special teams. We had our kickoff team didn't play well. I was nervous, so we ended up to squib kick it, and I don't want to do that. I want to be able to kick it high and deep and get down and cover. But we weren't staying in our lanes as well as we need to. So we've worked on that this week, and we'll continue to work on that this week. One of the things I was pleased with, we created some turnovers. I want to continue to do that piece. We want to get some interceptions, and of course the number 1 deal in offense, as always, is ball security. We did throw 1 interception. It wasn't a terrible read. The kid made a nice play on it, but we've got to take care of the ball on both sides.
Right. Absolutely. So, Coach, it's almost October. The leaves are starting to turn. You're exactly halfway through the regular season. What are the things that you and your coaching staff need or want or need to work on in order to continue to build some momentum towards the section tournament?
Good question. One of the things that we did this week, the coaching staff, we talked about changing our practice schedule, excuse me, a little bit. So we're going to mix up our practice, how we do things, the order that we do things, just to change things up. As I shared with the kids, they have 3.5 weeks of practices left. And when you think about in the regular season, 3.5 weeks, we figured it out, it's 14 practices. And of those 14 practices, there are 4 Thursday practices, which is a lighter day for us. So they're really down to somewhere around 10, 11 hard practices left. So when we share that piece with the seniors, they kind of go, wow, the season's going by so fast. So we talk about that. We talk about changing things up. We talk about shortening practice a little bit, steal 5 minutes here or there where we can. Those are the things just to keep the players on edge a little bit. Keep them thinking and not knowing what's coming next, so we'll keep them sharp.
Yeah, that's good. Good plan there. So your next opponent is the Irondale Knights. To your knowledge, have we ever played Irondale in football?
Not to my knowledge, but my knowledge doesn't go back very far.
True.
Jerry Brown is the person we got.
Right, I was just going to say, Jerry, if you're watching, send us a comment and let us know if we've ever played Irondale. You know, the only thing I can think, we might have played them in a playoff game, a state playoff game somewhere along the line, but not. I know in my 12 years we've never played Irondale. So I'm sure you've watched some film on these guys. You know, tell our viewers what to expect from the Knights on Friday.
Well, Mike, they're 2-2. They're a good football team. 2-2 with 2 losses to one to Spring Lake Park and one to Armstrong, which both are top 10 teams in 5A. They're an option team. They run, it's called veer option, so it's actually a true read. They're going to give it to the fullback. They're going to stick it in the stomach. They're going to try to read our last guy in the line of scrimmage, and if he comes down to make a tackle, a quarterback will pull it and turn it up or pitch it. So it's assignment football, and it's hard for us because we don't see, you know, this is South St. Paul ran a little bit of it, but not to the extent that Irondale does. But it's a tough offense to prepare for. So that's been a concern this week that, you know, we need to be ready for them. They're athletic. They're big and they're athletic. Not quite as big as what Cretan was, but certainly bigger than what Hastings was for. So we'll have a challenge with some of their physicality in the line of scrimmage. They've got a shifty quarterback, very similar to South St. Paul, who gave us some trouble. And they've got a receiver, I think, that's really, really good. So we're going to certainly have our hands full, and we're going to have to come ready to play defensively. And our goal will be on offense, Mike, will be to hold the ball a little bit, to see if we can't grind out some first downs and get some 5, 6, 7 minute drives to keep their offense on the sideline. So that'll be our goal.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, you answered my next question. If they had anybody you were concerned about, quarterback and a running back. So anybody else that's got you maybe scheming a little different than you normally would?
Yeah, they've got a defensive back that's a pretty good player. They have 2 big inside linebackers, which, you know, what we see from most teams because of how much we run the ball, we get a lot of 8 men in the box, which is 8 guys up crowded near the line of scrimmage to try to stop our run and to force us to pass. So we'll see that, and with their physicality, our guys are going to have to play with good technique. So we've worked on that a little bit this week. We've emphasized that, and hopefully we'll be able to sustain some drives and go from there.
All right, sounds good. And what are you hoping to see from our cadets on Friday night as they take the field?
Well, I know I sound like a broken record, but each week we want to just take a step up. Each week get a little bit better. We've had some cold stuff going around this week, so we've had a few kids miss practice, so that's impacted us a little bit. Good news, bad news, we had kids miss practice. That's the bad news. The good news is we've had an opportunity to throw some younger guys into the mix a little bit to just kind of see what we may get out of some of those guys. So some of those guys will see some action this Friday night. So we will be a little bit inexperienced at some spots, but we're going to throw them out there and see what happens. But again, what are we looking for? Just a continued improvement. Cut down on some of the mental mistakes and assignment errors, and see if we can't figure out a way to get another one. There you go.
Well, good luck with that, Coach. I'm sure you'll get them ready to go for the game. And Coach, thanks for taking time. Talk a little cadet football. Look forward to next week when we can do it again. So,
awesome.
All right. So just a reminder, the cadet football team will play Friday night at Irondale High School. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. We're going to link the address for Irondale High School for you, so that'll be below. And then if you're unable to attend but want to watch, you can do so at cadetbroadcast.com. And again, we will put the link below for your convenience. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Go Cadets.